At critical times throughout salvation history, God's people have been invited to consecrate themselves. We are at one of those critical times in history, and consecrating ourselves, our families, our country, and indeed the whole world to the Eucharist may make all the difference. In the book of Exodus, after the incident with the golden calf, Moses realized that the people had lost their way, and so he called them together and said, "Consecrate yourselves today to the Lord, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day." In the book of Joshua, God's chosen people entered the promised land after wandering in the desert for 40 years. Joshua asked the priests to carry the Ark of the Covenant before the people and said, "Consecrate yourselves to the Lord, for tomorrow he will do wonders among you." In more modern times, at pivotal moments in their lives and in the life of the Church, Catholics have consecrated themselves to the Immaculate Heart of Mary, to the Sacred Heart of Jesus, to Saint Joseph, Saint Raphael, Saint Michael the Archangel, Saint Anne, the Holy Spirit, the Miraculous Medal. The list goes on. When I look at the world today, it's a mess. Our culture is off the rails. War and violence are breaking out across the globe. The dignity of the human person is being degraded constantly. It's time for something bold and visionary. It's time for a Eucharistic consecration. 33 Days to Eucharistic Glory is the first ever Eucharistic consecration. It is an invitation to make an unconditional surrender to Jesus in the Eucharist. It's an opportunity to set aside our distractions and selfishness, dedicate ourselves abundantly, wholeheartedly, and completely to the will of God, and to promise to faithfully respond to God's grace in our lives. And there is no greater source of grace in the world than the Eucharist. At this critical time in history, I have a dream that the whole world will be consecrated to Jesus in the Eucharist, one person at a time, one marriage at a time, one family at a time, one neighborhood at a time, one parish at a time, one diocese at a time, one country at a time. The whole world consecrated to Jesus in the Eucharist. Be part of that dream today. Pre-order your copy of 33 Days to Eucharistic Glory now and prepare for an explosion of grace in your life.